Hello and welcome back to Cosmic Belonging. My name is Fola and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to do a card pull for the Aquarius full moon. And I don't know, I haven't been on camera for a while. It feels good to be back. Yeah, there's a lot going on. This energy is going to be crazy. We're going to talk about how it's going to show up for the elements. We're going to talk about the overall collective energy, and then I'm going to pull some cards for you. So yeah, like this video, subscribe to the channel, okay? We love new friends. And if you're interested in booking a reading with me, head to cosmic-belonging.com and check out my services. All right, let's get into this, okay? This is the Aquarius full moon. It is happening on August 19th at 2:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's at 27 degrees of Aquarius and Leo. This full moon has two T-squares going on, okay? So Venus in Virgo is opposing Saturn in Pisces and squaring Jupiter and Mars in Gemini. Meanwhile, Jupiter and Mars and Gemini are also squaring Saturn and Pisces. So the mutable signs are cutting up together as well as the fixed signs, okay? Mercury and the sun in Leo are conjunct and they're opposing the moon in Aquarius, and both of those, or all three of those planets, are squaring Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees. So there's a lot of friction, there's a lot of provocation coming with this full moon. And we're going to talk about the themes because I think it's important to note that this full moon is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. And right now, Saturn is in Pisces, so that's very important. That energy is very dominant. And right now, Uranus is in Taurus. So once again, very dominant energy within the interactions. Okay, what does that mean? That means that Pisces is going to be kind of bullying the other planets. Like Saturn is definitely going to be pulling rank over Venus in Virgo, okay? It's also going to be making pretty hard stops with Mars and Jupiter and Gemini. It feels like the Pisces energy, that Saturn in Pisces energy, is what you're going to have to rely on. So with Virgo, you're going to have to let go of your need to know everything, your need to be in control of everything, to have every single detail. You're going to have to rely on your wisdom, your faith, your trust. And when it comes to Mars and Gemini and Jupiter and Gemini, it's like you don't have to soak up every single detail. You don't need to know all of the information. You don't need to overanalyze, overthink, overdo, overtalk. Like sometimes you have to let your subconscious take the wheel. And in order to do that, you have to be quiet. You have to get slower. Yeah, and you have to trust in yourself that your body will know the right answer and that you'll know when you see it. So that's just the mutable signs. That's just those four planets like duking it out over there. On the other side, you've got Mercury and the sun in Leo. Mind you, Mercury is retrograde. So this cazimi that they're having is bound to bring up things that may be confusing or you didn't get right the first time. Something needs to be restructured. And then it's opposing the full moon and squaring Uranus. And Uranus is another ruler. And so Uranus is then also bullying these other three planets, forcing them out of their comfort zones. Yeah, Uranus is obviously the planet of disruption, but not only is Uranus the planet of disruption and chaos and divine intervention, and it's here to bring you surprises, it's in the fixed signs. So the moon in Aquarius, even though it is the inventor, it is trying to think outside the box, it's still fixed and set in its ways. Obviously, Taurus is fixed and set in its ways. Okay, we're the bull. And then Leo, the sun and Mercury. Now, the sun is also ruled by Leo. So the sun in Leo is a very prominent energy signature. And when you have such a prideful, I mean, it's jovial, but it's still like, this is my routine. This is what's important to me. And it's the sun in Leo. It's ego driven. When you have an energy signature like that and Uranus coming in and being like, nope, you had plans today? Oh, okay, interesting. Sorry about it. Fixed energy is fixed because we try to hold on to it. You know, like it takes major disruption and upheaval to uproot what is set in stone. And that's the ruling energy. So buckle up. Uranus in Taurus and Saturn in Pisces are saying we're doing things different, and you're going to have to get used to that. You're going to have to surrender to that. And if you can surrender to that, then you can truly highlight your Aquarian and Leo personality traits. You can dive into your creativity and watch it flourish and expand. You can be your most authentic self, your most individual self, and be accepted exactly for who you are. But you have to go out on a limb. You have to do something differently. You have to shake things up. You have to take a risk. That is what this full moon is about. Floating, I'm just seeing like a vast ocean floating in the ocean, and how scary it can be to be in something that you know is bottomless, is endless, to feel so small, to feel unsupported. But when you let go, that's when you float. When you struggle, when you clench up, that is when you sink. That is when you get denser. But that's the lesson of Pisces, letting go. It's how you rise to the top. Surrendering to the flow of life, to the demands of life, to the celebration of life. That is honing your Pisces energy. And that's what Saturn is teaching us. Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus. Taking those two roads lead to an exaltation of Aquarian and Leo energy. It leads to breakthroughs and activations. It leads to knowing more of what is possible for you. This friction that we're all going to experience, and I say friction, it doesn't mean it has to be detrimental or scary. It's just something to work through, something to move through this full moon. This friction is leading us to something bigger. It's leading us to a deeper trust. It's leading us to a new height. Yeah, I feel like some of us have plateaued, or at least we feel as though we've plateaued. Or maybe we've been in this like not buffering, but like, charging station, charging up. And sometimes that can feel disenchanting, but it feels like this is a window, an opportunity to take a leap forward in an unconventional way. Yeah, this energy is about inspirational ideologies. It's about elevating the mind, seeing from a higher perspective, seeing the bigger picture, and knowing exactly where you fit into that, knowing where your heart is truly appreciated. This full moon brings up themes of giving back, honing your creative fire, speaking to groups, but also like taking the time to think, some introspection. And I think maybe through taking a step back, some of you may be able to take that step forward. Take a step back, reevaluate, assess your situation properly, and then move forward in a way that you haven't, or maybe didn't even know was possible before. Yeah. There's also Pluto and Chiron are coming in. I believe Chiron is in Aries at like 23 degrees. So it's a loosely connected 23, 27. We'll call that. So there's a sextile happening there and a trine happening there with Chiron and Aries. And Pluto is in Aquarius. Yeah, at 0 degrees. So there's a trine happening with Uranus and Pluto. Okay. Taurus, 27 degrees. Aquarius, 0 degrees. Go a little further back, it would be at 27 degrees at Capricorn. So there's a little bit of a loose trine there. Like I said, it really strengthens that need to break through. Pluto and Uranus, they really want to empower you. These larger planets, when they show up in our lives, they can feel as though, how do I say this? They don't show up in our everyday lives as consistently as, the personal planets, Venus and Mercury. But having Pluto and Uranus work together in such a harmonious way, it can shift our lives in a bigger way. Even if it feels like a small shift in the moment, the impact is deeper, the impact is greater. And so this trine that is also supporting Uranus in its need to cut through the bullshit and break up the stuckness. It's letting you know that following Uranus's lead is going to give you a longer lasting source of power. Oh, and try not to get overwhelmed with options, okay? Like I said, the Venus in Virgo and Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, Lord Jesus, they just want to talk. Like, well, what about this? What about that? Both Mercury ruled planets. And it's giving scaredy cat a little bit. Okay, it's giving scaredy cat. Try not to get overwhelmed with everything that's taking place in front of you. Try not to get overwhelmed with searching for answers. Get quiet, like I said, breathe deep. Connect to your spirit. Follow Saturn in Pisces. And you'll know that you already knew the answer. It's right there in front of you. But sometimes it takes somebody getting quiet to be able to see what's in front of them. All right, let's shift into the card portion of this video. We're going to talk about how this shows up, the energy showing up for each element group, and I'm going to pull some cards for you. Let's start with the air signs, since this is an Aquarius full moon. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is showing up in your 1st, 5th, and 9th houses of self-expression, belief, how you see the world, how you contribute to the world, and your overall view. Spirits, ancestors, guides, what do my air signs need to know for this Aquarius full moon? What message needs to come through for them? I'm going to pull one card for each sign. Brain fart. I'm going to pull one card for each sign. And then an overall card for the group. This is for my air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What message is coming through for my Geminis, my Libras, and Aquariuses? How is this Aquarius full moon showing up for each collective? What message needs to be passed? That's fine. All right, do I have an overall card for the group? Geminis, you've got the 5 of Cups. Libras, you've got the Tower reversed. And Aquarius, you've got the Knight of Swords. Coming out is Moonstone, slow it down. Yeah, like I said, take your time. This is interesting. 5 of Cups for my Geminis. Make sure you're taking care of yourself when you're alone. Okay? Uranus is in your 12th house of isolation. So just make sure that you're not psyching yourself out, Geminis. Make sure that the way that you talk to yourself when nobody is around, it's the way that a friend would talk to you, or the way that you would talk to a friend. Do not beat yourself up. And don't psych yourself out. Like, the other thing that Gemini energy can do is think of all the possibilities of how things can go wrong. And it's like, okay, you can tell yourself that you're preparing yourself, but you're still being doom and gloom. It's still this energy. It's still like, oh, but this could go wrong, and this could go wrong, and this could go wrong, but I can't even do this because this is a possibility. Like, no. Stop psyching yourself out. Go with your intuition. Go with your heart. Libra, Tower reverse. What have you been holding back? What have you been holding back? I don't know why I'm just saying that. But this to me says that you're either trying to hold everything together and not doing so well. Or you're completely letting go. I wonder which one it is. I wonder what house this is in. Okay, so this is for my Libras. So Aquarius, 7 to 11. 4th house, 5th house, 5th house. Oh. Okay, wait, don't party too much, Libra. You might be doing a lot. Like I said, it feels like everything's burning down around you, and you're like, whatever. It's whatever. Yeah. Libras, I would just say make sure that you're watching what's going on. You're being very aware of limits and boundaries that need to be put in place. And if you're holding back, I mean, what are you holding back for? That's what I want you to think about. Who's benefiting from you holding back? What is the overall benefit? What would happen if you let loose, let the floodgates open up, did the thing that you were trying to do or that you wanted so desperately, or said the thing? What would happen? And my Aquarius is Knight of Swords. That looks like you guys. Ready? Headed toward the future with might and gusto. Oh, this horse she's a pretty horse. It's your first house. And with a Knight of Swords, you want to make sure that you aren't, like I said, like it says, slow down. You want to make sure you're not rushing to conclusions. This is showing up in your first house of like self-expression, how you see the world, and you are fixed energy, and part of the fixed energy is getting busted up here. And so just be slow to form conclusions, Aquarius. Take your time. But when you've made your mind up, make sure that you go for what you want. She's very determined. Try not to be defensive as well. I don't know why I'm getting that. It's just coming through. She looks very angry. The horse is like, hey, we just chilling, we just vibing. And she's like, no, fuck this shit. I know that your image, your public image means a lot to you, Aquarius. And maybe you might feel rushed to defend that public image for some reason. But maybe you don't have to. I don't know. I would try not to take offense to things. All right, that was my air sign. I know that you're not terrible at, like, you know, being overly attached to things, Aquarius, but you know, pride is the devil. Shout out to J. Cole. Next up, what do I want to do next? Let's do earth signs. 2, 6, and 10. Earth signs. My Tauruses, my Virgos, and my Capricorns. You are dealing with the 2nd, 6th, and 10th house of money, assets, values, work, your everyday life and routines, and your career and public image. Spirits, ancestors, guides. What do my earth signs need to know about this full moon? I'm going to pull one card for each of them to get an overall gist of the energy. What messages need to come through for my earth signs? Allow me to hear them and to repeat them clearly. Spirits, ancestors, guides, tell me about this Aquarius full moon and what it will be bringing to my earth signs. 2 more. All right. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Taurus, you are getting the Justice card. We love that for you. And this energy is going to be ramped up. Uranus is in your sign. The Aquarius full moon is squaring your energy. You're gonna feel that need to make a decision, and it feels like you are making a just decision this full moon. Take your time, contemplate. Can I get a card for all 3 signs, please? Focus. No, I'll show you the card. Focus. It feels like this full moon's giving you the opportunity and space to think about what you actually need. What do you need? What do you not need? What have you been holding on to that is just baggage for you? And you've been holding on to it because you're a Taurus and that's just what you do, and it's the thing that you've had for forever, or it's the thing that you've done for forever. This is giving you an out. It's giving you space to check, be fair to yourself and be fair to your future self. You're going to be able to see things clearly and make clear, just decisions for your next steps. 10 of Coins, Virgo. Love that for you. Working hard for your money. She works hard for the money. So hard, honey, honey. My thing is that with this, I'm getting the energy of making sure that you are having fun. Yeah, making sure that you're really able to reap the rewards of your hard work. That you're not the dog in the that you're not like, even though somehow he's the patriarch of this whole thing, which I don't get. I don't get this, but yeah. Virgo, you are a healer. You're a healer and you take care of everybody, but this is giving you this space and opportunity to not have to worry. Yeah, put down that worry, Virgo. That's like your number one trait is worry. What if? And you're going to have to follow Saturn in Pisces. You're going to have to let your guard down. You're going to have to enjoy the moment as they come. Because that's actually the real, the kicker. Like, a lot of people fret over money and all this other stuff because they think that they'll be unhappy if they don't have this or that. But really they're making themselves unhappy already by fretting. Does that make sense? Like, people, the thought of being unhappy is so scary that you don't even realize that, like, you're unhappy in this moment that you're fearing. The worry is the unhappiness. And you let that take over. Relinquishing your I don't even know how to say it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, y'all be giving up your own happiness, bro. Y'all be worrying about this, that, and the third. And I understand the real life, like the tangible world matters. But it's not just the tangible world. The Pisces side of it matters too, Virgo. It does. Your peace of mind, your ability to surrender and let go of your personal responsibility in how things shake out. You're not personally responsible for everything. You can't prepare for everything. And so you have to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. So just, and it feels like maybe you are. It feels like you are. But especially with this being in your house of work, like, enjoy the fruits of your labor and not just the labor. Capricorn, you got the same card that Libra's got. What's going on? What are those? Capricorn, this is second house stuff. What I'm hearing right now is that you have an attachment to material success, to building a legacy, to building structures in your life. That's what I see Capricorn energy is. Earth energy goes from the bedrock in Taurus to the buildings in Capricorn, the achievements, the monuments. And so it feels like that's so important to you. And you might tie that to your value. And so there's a disruption happening here. There is a disruption, and for some that could mean like, hey, like you might feel it in your pockets. But I think this disruption is truly here to show you that you don't have to attach your value to what you have been able to accomplish or achieve, or even what you are able to show in your home or your everyday life. Okay. I'm also hearing, so separately, this is completely separate. Status and security are not things to hold on to. They're not real. They are things that can be taken away at any given time, and some of you may be experiencing that as well. And so when we talk about second house stuff, we talk about finding your own inherent value and your own inherent self-worth. And it feels like this could be an avenue to detaching your worth from your achievements, from what you are able to go out and get. Yeah, there's definitely some friction here. It's not pleasant. And if you are a Capricorn that is having the time of your life right now, you might want to settle in. You might want to slow it down. You might want to just don't go balls to the wall. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Don't go balls to the wall. Settle in, focus up, focus on the future. There we go, Cappies. Focus on the future, and focus on how you are worthy. All right, who's next? Next up, fire signs, spirits, ancestors, guides. We're talking about Aries, Leo, and Cappies. Aries, Leo, and Capricorn. Aries, Leo, and Capricorn. I don't know why I'm like, come on, knock on my door. We'll be waiting for you. Oh, that's because this is the friends unit. So fire signs, you guys are dealing with 3rd house, 7th house, and 11th house, which is communications, data in, data out, but it's also like one-on-one relationships and then large relationships. So we're talking about friends, we're talking about coworkers, social groups, partners, I was hearing Three's Company too. I don't know if some of you guys got Three's Company. I know. Anyway, yeah, this is showing up in that area of your life. Trying to think. Like Aries, Taurus, okay. Leo, Taurus, okay. And then Sag, Taurus. In conjunct, square. And then Pisces, Virgo. fire signs. Whoa. Whoa. And then my Saggies, you guys are the group of the mutable signs that none of the mutable energy is being awakened, but like there's a grand cross. Interesting. This is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the Aquarius full moon. What message needs to come in for each sign? All right, last one. I feel like, what's that girl's name from Bridgerton? The one who plays the Whistledown lady. There we go, the Whistledown lady. She went on her press tour and she was like, "You get these titties." all press tour, she's like, "You get these titties." That's how I feel right now. Oh, did you hear my back crack? Okay. Anyway, my Aries collective, you have the star reversed. Star reversed with this energy showing up in your 11th house. You may be in a situation where it feels like there's not a lot of hope, where it feels like there's not really any way out. You might feel trapped. Yeah, you might feel trapped. I want a clarifying card. Can I get a clarifying card? Clarifying card for my Aries. A discouraged and disgruntled Aries is nothing to play with. King of Cups. And then overall for the group. Truth. Oof. All right, Aries. So, you have the star reversed and then Knight of Cups. So there is something requiring you to open up. And it feels like there's something that maybe there's a repetitive cycle that you may be going through right now, and you are hitting a wall because something may have happened in the past and you feel like it's repeating right now, and you don't feel hope because you've experienced the bad of the situation. But there is a need to know that you have to look up towards the light. You have to. Otherwise, you're just in limbo. All right. There is a shelf life for things like this. And I like to think of everything as a cyclical affair. You can choose to hold on and to not move past whatever it is that's coming up for you right now, but it's just going to come back around. You know, like it's not like the shelf life expires and you just will never have to deal with this again. No, it's going to come back around. And I think this time you are ready to deal with it. You just have to look on the bright side. The card coming out for the collective, for my fire collective, is truth. Ooh, I know you heard that crack. What is your truth? Why are you looking at a situation a certain way? Most of us don't tend to ask ourselves that. We just see the situation the way we see it, but we don't ask ourselves why. Where is my perspective coming from? Where's my point of view coming from? Now, if it's coming from a neutral place, fine. But if it's not, then you have to acknowledge that and, you know, collect that data and put it in your findings. I'm just seeing like a folder, like like the data of, oh, well, in my opinion, sure, but like it might be coming from this. So, you just take it with a grain of salt. Like that's what I feel like needs to happen here is you need to evaluate your point of view. Yeah. All right, Leo. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Sun is in your sign. Ooh, you're receiving a square from Taurus in that ninth house of belief. Oh, yeah. So with the sun in your first house, there is a big emphasis on how, not only how you're being seen, but how you're being received. And maybe you really, really cared a lot about that in the past. Especially when it comes to how others receive you, like that Aquarius energy is in your partnering energy. And so that feeling of maybe I don't belong, maybe I don't fit in, that Aquarius energy that shows up in your relationship energy. And so it feels like people's opinions of you matter a lot. And the closer they are to you, the more they matter. And I know that sounds like that's what everybody thinks. That's not how everybody is. Okay. And maybe this is you finding somebody who can set you straight, who can be there for you in a way that you didn't receive support before. This full moon is opening up relief from the turbulence. And maybe that's in another person. Maybe that relief is found through family time. Yeah. The world is what you make it. That sounds so corny. The world is what you make it, though. It is. So you have to choose. You have to choose. You have to choose to sail away from the turbulent waters and move forward. And it feels like in order to do that, you have to come clean about something. You have to open up and be honest with somebody about something. And maybe that's about what you want. Like maybe you just have to be honest about what you want and actively choose that. All right. I know I'm getting longer and longer winded. Lord, this happens every video. Sag. I got Justice Reversed. Sag. What's going on, Sag? Justice Reversed coming out for you. When you're talking about third house matters, it feels like we're putting our foot in our mouth. It feels like, child, I'm just gonna say it. Don't lie, okay? I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and more of the truth. That's what I feel like you need. Okay, you have the truth coming out, truth card coming out. This is happening in your third house, and then you have Justice Reversed coming out. Somebody is misspeaking. Somebody is not telling the truth, whether or not that's you or somebody who is talking to you. There is something that needs to be uncovered. Yeah, I want another card. Can I get another card for my Sages for just to... Okay, that was quick. Four of Wands coming out, the Empress coming out, Empress reversed. Four of Wands and the Empress reversed. Ooh. when I see the Four of Wands and the Empress reversed, I see somebody who's happy, but somebody who's not fertile. It's like being stuck in a place, or not stuck, or not, and you're not feeling stuck, but it's like you're there and there's nothing to grow from it. You know, it just is what it is. It's a situation that is what it is. There's no adding on. And so maybe this has to do with repeating and not coming up with your own wisdom, Sag. If you're writing a paper, this is the sign. Don't do that plagiarism shit today. Not for this full moon, okay? It will not turn out well. But really also, like, instead of repeating other people's ideas or accepting other people's ideas as your own, really taking the time to slow down, find your own truth. Yeah. Yeah. And this might also show up in the workplace as well. Like, going your own way. It's scary, especially if you have to go up against some I don't even know. I was going to call them head honchos. If you have to go up against stiff competition or people who have higher rank than you, it can be difficult to push back or even to present your own authentic ideas, but you are worth it. Take some time, find your truth, express your truth, and allow yourself to be in situations where there's growth potential. Yeah. Okay. All right. Did I do everybody? Nope, I didn't do my earth sign, my water signs. Child. Leaving my own collective out. All right, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces for the Aries. For the Aquarius full moon. Spirits, ancestors, guides, allow me to tap into the energy that my water signs are going to be experiencing for this Aquarius full moon. What messages need to come through for them? Queen of Swords reverse popping out. What messages need to come through for them? Queen of Swords reverse gives me codependency. Spirits, ancestors, guides. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Aquarius full moon. What do they need to hear? Yeah. Last one. That was interesting. Make sure that you're getting the right amount of sleep, water signs, okay? Make sure you're well rested. Yeah, you're gonna need your sleep. You guys are dealing with the 4th, 8th, and 12th houses, which are the intimate, private houses. 4th, obviously, is home and, your childhood. 8th is your secrets and your shared ventures, debts, the taboo stuff. And then 12th house is the subconscious mind and your imagination. You have the Tower coming out for my Cancers, Judgment coming out for my Scorpios, and Justice coming out for my Pisces. Overall, it says seek healing. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love that. So, Cancers, the Tower is coming up in your 8th house. Okay. I feel for some of you that there's going to be a breaking down of a barrier. Like there's a level of intimacy that you're going to be able to reach that you weren't able to reach before, or maybe there's been something impeding you. Yeah, there's a secret that will come out, or something that you've been hiding. Maybe you've been hiding it even from yourself, that will be revealed to yourself. Does that make sense? And it is something that is I would say something that gives you a deeper sense of power. Embracing that. Like this tower, it feels scary, it looks scary, but it will always clear space for something stronger and sturdier to be rebuilt. And that's what it feels like. It's like there's potential for there to be disruption in your partnerships, like business partnerships and a spouse. There's a potential for contracts and negotiations to fall through. There's also a potential for a deeper sense of intimacy being built into your life, breaking down a wall. Scorpio, judgment. We love this. I love this little monkey guy. He is giving me life. He is like, I'm ready. You see the stamp? There's so much like, look, that's his whole body posture. He sees his future. He sees his destiny. And he's ready to go out and he's ready to get it. Yeah, this is fourth house. This is so Scorpio, there's been something in your life that has been provoking your home life and your career life, and it has to do with a relationship in your life. Like these are the houses that are being ping ponged. Yeah, fourth house, 10th house, seventh house. Like those are the houses, and then somewhere in the middle you've got like sixth house of work as well. So you're dealing with this like amalgam of, what am I doing at home? What am I doing at work? How do people see me? Is it contributing to my overall life path and career? And yes, it is. You are moving in the right direction, and you can finally see that. I feel like this full moon is showing you that you have been moving in the right direction all along. And that is healing for you. That is because Scorpios, you are also, you can be a little scary sometimes. You know, Scorpio energy can be a little, worrisome. But it's wonderful when you get confirmation. It is so amazing when you can step outside of your comfort zone and trust in yourself. And then not only have you trusted in yourself, you're getting confirmation after that. After taking that step, you're like, oh shit, it's, I did the thing. I believed I could do it and I did it. And it's more affirmations. It's more confirmation that I can do this again. That you can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. That's what it is. So that's good for you, Scorpio. We like that. Last but certainly not least, Pisces, justice. This justice card has been coming in and out of these readings the whole time. But it's upright. And this is wait, I was going to say this is 12th house. Why do I just think this is 12th house? Is it? It is 12th house. Okay, I'm not crazy. I was like, wait, something ain't right. No, this is 12th house stuff, okay? Justice and healing in the 12th house. How do you spend your alone time? That's what this is bringing up. What do you do when you're alone? How do you talk to yourself? How do you feed your creative fire? There's a balance between this 12th house, this 6th house, and it has to do with health. You know, 6th house is physical health, physical well-being, and 12th house is mental health and mental well-being. And this Justice card coming out, it feels like you're taking steps towards your mental well-being, Pisces. And that is gorgeous. And like, I want you to look at this sword. Like, it's the Ace of Swords that he's carrying. It's clarity. Spend time to yourself. Spend time enjoying yourself. That's what you need to do. Make sure that you are fully tempered and balanced when it comes to what you do when you're alone. Curbing that critical voice and replacing it with a more positive one. Being your own friend. And honestly, a little bit of it is also following your dreams. That's what Pisces energy is. That's what 12th house energy is. Now, it is Aquarius in the 12th house. And so it's giving more air energy, but it's being able to cut through and to see your path. And Pisces, if any of you needs to truly work on how you spend your time alone, that's going to be provided for you as well. You're relearning something. All right. I hope you all have a lovely Aquarius full moon. Like I said, it's going to be happening on Monday. Ooh, 2:26. If you're on the East Coast, if you're on the West Coast, it's going to be 11:26 a.m. Yeah, and thank you. I appreciate you spending this time with me. I appreciate your presence on my channel, and I hope that I could give something back to you as you're giving your energy to me. So yeah, if you would like a reading, cosmic-belonging.com. If you want to let me know how your Aquarius full moon is going and or went, drop a comment down below. Hit a sister up. I appreciate you. Oh, and don't forget, you belong. Bye. Bye now.